Hi everyone, it's Bonnie. I'm back to share another little mini album that I just recently completed, and I've been wanting to do a romantic style mini album for a while now, and so it was very appropriate that I grabbed my Prima Romantique paper collection and got creative. So this is actually a chipboard album that was already the 6x6, but I had this chipboard heart that I wanted to use, so I just attached it to the front and covered it with also the same paper line. You can see the banner there says Beloved, and I just did a lot of distressing on this album. I used Wild Honey and Rusty Hinge distressing throughout the album. I also used shabby shutters and peeled paint throughout the album, and then I used a lot of olive vine glimmer mist as well. All the pages are distressed around the edges with my vintage photo distress stain. And then as far as coloring on my flowers, I liked this time I used the Vanilla Breeze and then either used Red Velvet or Sugar Maple glimmer mist. So as you can see, it says Beloved is the name of it, and I just matted that onto a black background and did some Recollections bling across the front. This is a little Tattered Angels bird that I glimmer misted, and a big Prima flower here that has the feathers attached, and just did the little bead looking leaf behind it that I like. And just hinting behind here is actually a crochet flower, a big one, and I cut out the middle of it since you wouldn't see it anyway, and did sugar maple coloring on that, so it's just coming out behind. And a big I Am Roses flower here, tucked in, whoops, sorry, got off track there. Tucked in here is a K & Company chipboard piece that I've had for quite some time, and another little Prima flower down here that I just colored the center darker. And I just did seam binding as the binding, and it's real loose and floppy, and I'm not sure if I'm liking it. I might have to change the binding up a little. So when you flip it open, this stamp here, you will notice I've used it a couple times throughout the album here, and it's an Inka-Dinka-Doo stamp, and it's got this rose and it just says love all over it. I think that's really fun. There's the center of that crocheted flower from the front, and I just colored it, and another Prima flower on the front, stickled around the this is actually a Prima journaling card, and I used a lot of my battery went down. A lot of the Reflections journaling cards is what I used in this album. They matched perfectly, so I just stickled around the butterfly pattern there. Did some glossy accents on the bird, used a chipboard piece that I colored and did Beauty on, and then the big flower with the metal embellishment that I got from Etsy. Stamped Romance on the bottom there, and you used a K & Company kind of a bubble sticker there in the middle on the O. So I like how that page turned out. Next page I kept very simple because this paper is just so gorgeous. So I just did the Baroque die cut there as a frame. Some of the, it looks black, I can tell here in the camera, but it's a brown trim that I got from Hobby Lobby. This is a Bow Bunny embellishment, and it's up here so you can put a little picture tucked behind. And then colored these three flowers from Recollections. Turning the page here, this actually pulls out and can be a tag that they can use or can use as a template for putting a picture behind. This is a chipboard frame, and I used my Frost glimmer mist on that and then edged it with the Slate glimmer mist. Here at the bottom, two flowers that have been in my stash for a long time. I'm not sure if they're Prima or Recollection, but the color was perfect. And this is a cutout from the paper collection. I really had fun on this page. This is a die cut that I got, I think it was Arlene that I got it from, and it was white. And so I started glimmer misting with Frost, and it got real splotchy looking, and I wasn't sure that I liked it, but the more I looked at it, the more I liked it. So I did a little bit of vintage photo over the top, did a little piece of trim across there, a little bling trim, did that same stamp there that I embossed, and down here I did some ruffle behind, and then a Prima fabric flower there. And then this is another one of the Reflections journaling cards there. Just did some stamping on the back with my Martha Stewart butterfly stamp. The next page is a bunch of pockets. So here on the side is another one of the journaling, if I can get a hold of it, another one of the journaling tags that comes out. And just did a lot of distressing and stamping on the back of that. Here I did a envelope that's been in my stash for a while. Put a piece of cutout from the paper line. There's that rose stamp again. That's another little piece from the paper line, and then a flower here in the middle. And then you open that up, and there's 3 little tags in there that come from the paper line. Just did distress. Sorry everyone, my angle was just really bad there, so I'm kind of resituated now. But these are the 3 tags that I pulled out of that little envelope, and I just did some stamping on them on the back. Then there's also a tag here that pulls out. I stamped with my music note and embossed that, and then did a lot of glimmer misting. Another one of the Tattered Angels pieces that is the bird. More glimmer misting, more, that was a another K & Company chipboard flower there. Glimmer misting. Stamped Molto Bolo, which is very beautiful there. Next page is a big pocket. Again, this is one of the journaling cards, and I just put some of that trim down the center. Layered a couple of flowers with a lot of embossing and coloring on that. And then I loved this little piece here, so I glued one of the leaves down so that it made a perfect little pocket, and it's just this little teeny tiny piece from the paper line that comes out of there. And here, just several, got a little postcard tag. This is from the Album Romantique line. Just put a little flower and bling on the top. Did some, oops, it's not focusing very good. Another piece from the paper line on the back. Again, more from the paper line, distressing. Also made a second little pocket there. And then this one is an opening, whoops, dropping things. Oh, I'm having issues today, aren't I? So this one opens to give 4 pages there, 4 opportunities for photos, I should say. Okay, and next page. I'm not at home, I apologize, I'm not at home, so I'm kind of at a loss here for not being set up properly. This is a Prima journaling tag that I've had for a long time in my stash. I did a chipboard heart that's kind of got a scalloped edge to it up here. That's from the paper line. I cut it and made it like a little banner. Big flower, you may recognize that as the graphic Album Romantique. I did a lot of glossy accents on some of the points in this. This is another cutout from the paper line that looks like a little book, so I wrote Our Story, and a K & Company butterfly down here, and just tuck some bling around. Last page is another pocket and a couple of tags that come out. Just room for journaling. Photos and journaling. Did some stamping on the back there. I love that stamp. And some more glossy accents and some of the flowers. Album Romantique there. Some more flowers, and then this that I cut the back off of and attached that there. And the back is just one more of the journaling tags, which I can be able to write to whoever I decide to give this to, a little message from my husband and I. So thanks for putting up with my shaky camera work here today and not being set up very good. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I hope that I can answer them. And thanks for watching. Bye.